Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Bastards post-game show. We have to talk about today's loss this afternoon against the Detroit Tigers. It was a sleepy, pathetic, another excuse of a lineup for the Boston Red Sox this afternoon. I'm Nick. Brendan's also here to talk about what went wrong, what went down this afternoon to not win against one of the worst teams in Major League Baseball. Very disappointing afternoon.
Yeah, Nick, we were talking about this in our last podcast. This is a business trip for the Red Sox. They have to take care of uh, Detroit and Washington moving forward because we've talked about the schedule coming up. It's going to be dicey. Today you had
Correct.
Brayan Bello, who's been your ace for this season so far. My second favorite player, him and Tristan Casas, love these kids. But ever since the deadline, he's been noticed to have low energy. That's what was the quote was on his last start, which is pretty poor. And then you get into today, gives up 2 bombs, 4 runs, ugly performance coming out of Bayo.
So one of the reports that came out on Twitter today and just the media was the talk of too much pressure being on Brayan Bello as a kid, just kind of getting himself into the league and everything here. What do you think about that? Was there too much pressure put on him with Bloom not doing anything with this rotation?
I think once we saw it at the deadline, that was when it clicked because he was thriving under the pressure after his first start, which was ugly on Patriots Day. But after that, the first one against Atlanta, the second one against Atlanta, all these games within June and July were beautiful stuff out of Bayo. He's been able to go deep in games off of keeping his pitch count low by having a great four-seamer, and his changeup has been great. Pitches for contact, drives in quick, easy ground outs. But lately, the lack of a punch out, I feel like guys are adjusting to what he's throwing, and they understand he's a contact pitcher, and they're pulling it way better now. And that's why you're seeing his last 2 starts have been pretty poor coming out of the kid.
Do you think that some people have overhyped Brayan Bello?
There's definitely potential. They anointed him as the next Pedro, which
Yeah,
is
that's what's annoying me right now. Really is. And I don't think that's fair. I don't think
it
that's
isn't.
fair to Bayo, number one. But number two, I think we have fans in this city in particular that see an inning of baseball or a game and get overexcited, overamped, and overvalue some players who could be mediocre, average. I see it more with the Boston Celtics than I do more of like the Red Sox and everything like that. But I don't know where the comparison came from. I don't know why people kept harping on it when the kid is just starting out here in the league.
This is his first
Not
real
a good
season.
idea. Not a good idea to be doing that. I mean, that's a lot of pressure. That is Hall of Famer, one of the greatest pitchers who's ever pitched, at least in my generation.
Yeah.
Every game that Pedro pitched when I was a kid was an event. It was must see. It was sit down. It was stop everything you're doing. Hell, it would be skip a little league game to go and
Yeah.
watch Pedro Martinez at the game to witness history. That's not the same with Bayo. Let's please. It's not even John Lester-esque yet. It's not Kurt Schilling-esque yet. And hell, it ain't even Josh Beckett-esque yet. So please pump the brakes, slow your roll, let the kid develop, let him do
The kid's
something
23
first,
years old.
and then set up his freaking trophy out or his statue outside Fenway Park. But I
Yeah.
just think that, yes, he's good. Yes, he has potential. But hold your horses, please. That's just how I feel on the matter.
Pump the
Now,
brakes.
looking at the situation here, yes, we did kind of say that, worst case scenario is you only take 2 of 3 from the Tigers. The good news today is that the Blue Jays lost. So things stay status quo in that 3 games. However, Seattle Mariners are hot as a pistol. And right now, they are playing again the Baltimore Orioles. And that game is underway right now. Can the Mariners be stopped? because I think right now they're just in a hot streak. I still think Toronto's a little bit more talented than Seattle. That's just my take on the matter. Is Toronto better than the Red Sox? You damn well better believe it. They are. But we've seen weirder things happen around here. So where are you at?
Nick, the strangest thing was Seattle sold at the deadline. They sold off their closer, and it lit a fire under that club. And all of a sudden, they started surging after the deadline. And it's weird. I feel like they're playing above their talent right now, and they're scrappy. So they're fighting to make that playoffs to prove the ownership wrong.
Something to
But
prove.
yeah,
Absolutely.
but they're playing the Baltimore Orioles right now, which is the number one club in the division. So you have a shot for Baltimore to really bail you out today and keep Seattle low, which keeps you in that 3 games back spot, which is definitely doable. You got one more against Detroit, and then you got your series against the Nationals. And then you've always played up to the competition as the Boston Red Sox when you go up against Houston. It's scary for us for sure, but there's a window there for the Red Sox if they can figure out their batting, which has been driving everyone up a wall. You had another offer coming out of Alex Verdugo. It's been ugly. It's been ugly for a long time. Jaron Duran, he's really trying to pull out of a funk. And then Yoshida is another one where we gotta turn around with Yoshida. I think you gotta sit Yoshida for a day.
You said that here from before, and I'm actually going to go out on a whim right here and actually say, I think it's time to bench Alex Verdugo. It's time to bench, and here's why: lifeless with the bat. There's something going on more behind closed doors with this guy, and I don't see him as a future building block player here outside of this season. He's gone after this season. Let's just put that out there, at least on my terms. I don't.
They should have traded him
back from this. You need some spark and you need some energy added to this roster, and that's why I would put up Ceddanne Rafaela, ride the hot hand, see what he has to bring, see what a spark, see what energy, see what a rejuvenation comes from this lineup. Because right now, yes, Justin Turner returned. Yes, he had a nice game. It was great to see. But outside of a Casas, a Turner, Devers, maybe. Let's also be real on this with Devers. I'm disappointed this season with Devers. I am.
Definitely.
Numbers, they're okay. They're okay. They're not lighting the world on fire. I think he's regressed defensively. I think he's regressed offensively. I think he's up there swinging from his hips, basically. Has no discipline up at the plate because I think there's a lot of pressure on him. There's not enough protection in my eyes around Devers. But it's Turner and Casas right now, and that's not good. It's not good enough.
No, Nick, you're spot on with Rafi Devers. He's forcing so much at the plate. You just see him hacking, and if it hits, it's gone. If it misses, it's not good. He's out every time. And I like the idea of bringing up Ceddanne Rafaela, but what we're dealing with here with Heimblum, he has to protect AAA Worcester. They're contending for a championship down there. But hopefully Alex Cora
can duck boats ready in the wool.
Hopefully Alex Cora can talk some sense into Bloom and get this kid out of here, because it's more valuable to make a playoff preference, have a playoff berth, as opposed to winning a championship with AAA Worcester.
The Portland Sea Dogs get their championship. The Wilmington, whatever the hell name they are.
Salem, Virginia, whatever.
Bring back the legend of the Lowell Spinners too while we're at it. Why not?
And the Paw Sox. Right. Get all these guys. Right. That's
heaven forbid we pull Bobby D, Ceddanne Rafaela, all these guys down in Worcester when they're having their championship run.
Yeah. That's what we're dealing with. That's what we're dealing with. And the Bluminati is brainwashed into buying into a AAA Worcester World Championship.
Hey, Rodriguez goes tomorrow for the Tigers. The Red Sox will part with Kutter Crawford. What do you think?
With Kutter, I need to see better command on his four-seamer. His cutter is usually good, hence the name. but his four-seamer has lacked location over his last two starts. And if he can get you 4 innings, that's really all you're looking for. Whenever he goes over 4, that's when he starts to fall off. He's a two-pitch pitcher, really. So you're hoping Cutter gets you at least 4. The four-seamer's a little better. He pitches for contact, and you keep that pitch count low. So I'm hoping you get at least 4 out of Cutter tomorrow. And the Sox have to get the bats going, 100%.
I'll be negative Nancy right now, or negative Nick. If we'll just keep it negative Nick, that sounds a lot better. But the Tigers are going to get the victory here because Eddie Rodriguez is going to deal, and the Red Sox up against left-handed pitching. Forget it. You already know Duran's out. Verdugo will be out again. Not that it really is going to matter, but you get the Ref Snyders of the world. I've already heard Devers isn't playing tomorrow, so we're going to punt on this one, and it's probably going to be Tigers taking 2 of 3, and
that's not going to be good tomorrow.
A little bit more of embarrassing pie tomorrow is what we'll be having tomorrow. So that's where I'm at. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Again, it's an early start. It's a Peacock game. Yes, you heard that right. It's a Peacock.
There you go.
Yes, Kevin Youkilis will be on the call. Not boring Dave, but that's for another show for tomorrow. We'll talk about that. Hopefully I'm wrong. We'll see what happens, but we hope everybody has a good night. Talk to you later.